It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the movies of June 4th, 1993. Only got 3 movies to look at today, so let's not waste any more time. Let's just jump on into it. We'll start off with the biggest new release of the weekend, and that is Rebecca De Mornay and Don Johnson in the legal thriller Guilty as Sin. Well, this is a movie where everybody in here is kind of an idiot. Don Johnson's an idiot because he's basically admitting that he's killed people before, and he did it this time with his wife, and he has no remorse about it. Rebecca De Mornay is stupid because he thinks he's full of it, and just everybody in here in this movie just feels like an idiot. Like nobody in this movie feels smart whatsoever. And that's why this movie is so terrible. It's a movie that you cannot take seriously by any means necessary. Like, this cast is being completely wasted on a script that doesn't even try to hide the fact that what's obviously happening clearly is happening. I mean, the title of the movie pretty much tells you everything you need to know. I mean, that trailer alone pretty much tells you everything that needs to be said about this particular movie. It's just like, it's a mess of a movie. Like, I just don't get what they were thinking about this. There's no mystery. There's no big twist here. There's nothing exciting about this movie. They just spell everything out for you, and they're like, "We don't care as long as we got your money." It's just a mess. It's just a mess of a movie on so many levels. A waste of talent, a waste of a script, a waste of direction. Just it's just a waste overall. It's a movie that just has nothing remorseful. It's just nothing of interest whatsoever. It's a movie that It's a movie that can't even make me think straight. That's how bad of a movie it is. It's a terrible movie, god awful film. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this movie. It's a mess. It's a mess on so many levels. So that's Guilty as Sin. So with that said, let's move on to a movie that's slightly better, but not by that much. It's Michael J. Fox in the family comedy Life with Mikey. Okay, so in terms of Michael J. Fox's movies, this is probably the weakest movie from him as a leading actor in it. But overall, it's not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie, but I think its biggest problem is that it's one of those movies where you can kind of predict where it's going to go, but there are things about it that make it somewhat watchable. Like Michael J. Fox, I think does as good of a job as he can usually do. You got Nathan Lane in here, it can be very funny. Some good casting overall. Cyndi Lauper's in here. You've got Christina Vidal, who would later go on to star in Taina. That's the show I remember her from. David Krumholtz, who was in the Santa Claus movies. And it's interesting when you look back at this movie and the fact that it came out in 1993, and then 1 year later he's in the Santa Claus, and he looks so different in this movie than he does in that movie. Like in the Santa Claus, he looks like an adult, but in this movie and also in Addams Family Values, he still looks like a kid. Like I really don't know what happened there, but it's interesting to see when you really look at this movie and the fact that this is a good 18 months in between this movie and the Santa Claus, and this guy looks completely different in both movies. Speaking of Santa Claus, David Huddleston from Santa Claus the movie is also in here. You got Victor Garber, you got Paula Garces from Clockstoppers and Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Ruben Blades is in here, Christine Baranski, Mandy Patinkin. Just a really good cast overall here. It does go the formulaic route, and I think that's the weakest thing about this movie, but I don't know, I thought it was alright for what it was. It's a movie that's kind of like, it's there, you watch it once, and it's just kind of like, I'm glad I saw it. I have really no need to watch it again, but I am glad that I saw it. So that's pretty much all I got to say about it. I've seen much worse. That's the best way to describe it. I've seen much worse in terms of movies like this. So anyway, that's Life with Mikey. Now let's move on to the last movie that we have here, and that is The Music of Chance. So really, I know nothing about this. I didn't even know this movie even existed before I actually did the research on it. But I mean, it actually looks kind of good. Like I'm not used to seeing James Spader in that particular role. I didn't even know that was him until the trailer basically said it was him. Another movie with Mandy Patinkin in it. M. Walsh is in this movie. Charles Durning, Joel Grey, Samantha Mathis, Chris Penn. A good cast overall. A good concept all along. So Yeah, it definitely could be pretty good. I haven't seen it. I can't really comment on it too much, but it looks like it could be a pretty good movie. So maybe this is one I'll definitely check out down the road. My interest is definitely piqued after watching this trailer for it. So I got nothing else to say about it. It's the music of chance. And so on that note, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. Next time we meet, we'll jump into June 11th and the biggest movie that came out this weekend, of course, Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park. We're finally going to delve into that movie. We've also got the Tina Turner biopic starring Angela Bassett, What's Love Got to Do with It. We also have Orlando, one of the early films from Sony Pictures Classic, Romper Stomper, and Equinox. So a lot of good movies to check out the next time around, and we will definitely delve into those on the next episode. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the playlist on the next page. Check out the previous episode, I should say. I lost my train of thought there. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another episode. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. And until then, as always, take care.